Hello, hello, hello! Welcome, everyone. You are now tuned in to Hello English World, the channel where we make English learning fun, easy, and part of your everyday life. I'm Rose, and as always, I'm here with my wonderful co-host.
Hey there, beautiful people. I'm Leo, and we are so happy you're joining us today. Welcome to the family.
That's right. On this channel, we talk about English in a way that actually makes sense. No boring grammar rules, no confusing textbooks, just real, simple, everyday English, the kind you actually use in your daily life.
Exactly. And today we have a really exciting topic. We are talking about easy English conversations for real life. So if you've ever felt nervous speaking English, or you didn't know what to say in a situation, today's episode is made just for you.
Yes, so sit back, relax, grab your tea or coffee, and let's learn together. This is going to be a great one. Okay, Leo, let's start with something very important. A lot of our viewers study English at school, right? They read books, they do grammar exercises, but then they go outside and suddenly, oh no, real conversations are completely different.
Oh, I know that feeling so well. When I was learning English, I could write perfect sentences on paper. But the moment someone spoke to me fast in real life, my brain just went blank.
Exactly, and that's so common. So many people have beautiful English in their notebooks, but they freeze when they have to actually speak. And why do you think that happens, Leo?
I think the biggest reason is that textbook English and real-life English are two very different things. In textbooks, sentences are very formal and very complete. But in real life, people use short phrases, contractions, slang, and even incomplete sentences, and it still makes total sense.
Yes, great point. For example, in a textbook, you might read, "Would you please tell me the direction to the nearest supermarket?" But in real life, someone just says, "Hey, where's the supermarket?" Simple, right?
So simple. And that's the beauty of real conversational English. It's relaxed, it flows naturally. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be understood.
Beautifully said, Leo, and that's what we want for all our viewers today. We want you to feel confident speaking English in real situations. Not perfect, just natural and clear.
Absolutely. So let's get into some real life situations. Let's talk about actual conversations that happen every single day.
All right, let's start with something we all do every day. Greetings. Now, most people know hello and how are you, but real English conversations go a little beyond that. Leo, can you show us?
Of course. Okay, imagine you run into a friend or a colleague in the morning. Here are some natural things you can say. Hey, good to see you. Or what's up? Or how's it going? Or even just morning. All of these are very normal and very natural.
And what about the replies? Because a lot of people know how to say, "How are you?" but they don't know how to reply naturally.
Right. So instead of always saying, I am fine, thank you, which sounds a little robotic, honestly, try these. Pretty good, thanks. Or not bad, not bad. Or, oh, same old, same old. Or can't complain. These sound so much more natural.
Ooh, I love "can't complain." It sounds so casual and friendly. Now, what about small talk? Because after the greeting, people usually chat a little bit, right? And a lot of English learners don't know what to say.
Small talk is actually one of the most important social skills in English. And the great news is you don't need fancy vocabulary. You just need to comment on something you both share. Like the weather. Like, oh, wow, it's so hot today, isn't it? Or work. Busy day, huh? Or even just, did you catch the game last night?
The weather one is so classic. English speakers love talking about the weather. If you ever don't know what to say, just look outside and comment on the weather. You'll never go wrong.
So true. Looks like rain today. That can start a whole conversation. The key with small talk is just to be friendly, keep it light, and show genuine interest in the other person.
Exactly. And remember, it's okay if the small talk is short. Even just a quick exchange of 2 or 3 sentences is perfectly normal. You don't have to talk for an hour. Okay, let's move to a very common situation. English at work or school. A lot of our viewers use English professionally, or they're studying in English. So, Leo, what are some phrases that really help in a workplace or academic setting?
Great question. So at work, one of the most useful things is knowing how to ask for help politely. Instead of just saying, help me, which sounds a bit demanding, you can say, could you help me with this? Or do you have a minute? Or I was wondering if you could explain this to me.
I love "do you have a minute?" It's so polite and respectful of the other person's time. And what about when you don't understand something? Because that happens a lot, right? People are afraid to say they didn't understand.
Oh, this is so important. Please never pretend to understand when you don't. It's always better to ask, and asking is so easy. You can say, sorry, could you repeat that? Or, I'm not sure I follow. Could you say that again? Or, could you explain that a little more? People will always respect you more for asking.
Absolutely. And at school, another super useful phrase is just to clarify. For example, just to clarify, are we supposed to submit this by Friday or Monday? It shows you're paying attention and you want to get things right.
Yes, and in meetings or class discussions, you can use phrases like, I think, or in my opinion, or that's a great point, and I'd like to add, these help you participate without sounding too aggressive or too shy.
Ooh, that's a great point, and I'd like to add, I use that one all the time. It's so diplomatic. You acknowledge what someone else said, and then you smoothly add your own idea. Very professional.
Exactly. And one more thing, when you're wrapping up a conversation at work, you can say, sounds good, or let's do that, or I'll follow up with you later. These are simple, but they sound incredibly natural and professional.
Now, let's talk about one of the most common real-life situations, shopping. Whether it's at a market, a supermarket, or a clothing store, you need English to get things done. Leo, let's do a quick role play.
Oh, I love role plays. Okay, I'll be the shop assistant. Rose, you're the customer.
Excuse me, hi, I'm looking for a pair of jeans. Could you help me?
Of course. What size are you looking for?
I think I'm a medium. Do you have these in blue?
Let me check. Yes, we do. Would you like to try them on? The fitting rooms are just at the back.
Great, thank you so much.
And that's it. Short, simple, polite. You got what you needed. The key phrases there were, I'm looking for, do you have these in, and could you help me? Super easy.
And when you're at the checkout, you can say, can I pay by card? Or do you have a bag? Or can I get a receipt, please? All very simple, all very useful.
Oh, and what about when something is too expensive? Very real life situation.
You can say, that's a bit over my budget, or is there anything less expensive? Or do you have any discounts or offers? You don't have to say yes to everything, and you can say no politely in English too.
Yes, politely saying no is a great skill. You can always say, I'll think about it, thanks, or maybe next time, and walk away with your dignity fully intact.
Dignity fully intact. Love that. Okay, so viewers, shopping English is really not that hard. Just be polite, use simple phrases, and don't be afraid to ask. Let's keep going. Another super common situation, eating at a restaurant. This is one that makes so many people nervous because they don't know how to order or communicate with the staff. Leo, what do we need to know?
Restaurants are actually one of the easiest places to use English because the conversations follow a very predictable pattern. Let's walk through it. First, when you arrive, the host will usually say, how many in your party? Which just means how many people are with you.
And you just answer simply, just the two of us, or a table for four, please. Then they seat you. Then the waiter comes and says something like, are you ready to order? And that's your cue.
Exactly. And if you need more time, it's totally fine to say, could we have a few more minutes, please? No pressure at all. And when you're ready, you can say, I'd like the grilled chicken, please. Or, can I have the pasta? Or, I'll go with the fish. All very natural.
And if you have any questions about the menu, which you totally should ask, you can say, what comes with this? Or is this dish spicy? Or could you recommend something? Waiters love recommending things. It makes their day.
They really do. And for allergies or dietary needs, it's very important to communicate clearly. You can say, I'm allergic to nuts. Is there any nut in this? Or, I don't eat meat. Is there a vegetarian option? Restaurants are very used to these kinds of questions.
And at the end of the meal, when you want the bill, you can say, could we get the check, please? Or can we have the bill? Both are totally fine. And thank you, the food was lovely is a beautiful way to end the experience.
So simple, right? Restaurant English is really just about being polite, clear, and friendly. You're going to be absolutely fine. Okay, let's talk about something that scares a lot of English learners. Phone conversations. Leo, I know when you were learning English, you used to avoid phone calls like they were a disease.
Oh, that is so embarrassingly true. I used to text everyone instead of calling because on the phone you can't see the person's face, you can't use body language, and sometimes the connection is bad. It feels 10 times harder.
It does, but there are a few magic phrases that make phone calls so much easier. For example, if you're calling someone and they answer, you can say, "Hi, this is Rose. Is this a good time to talk?" Super polite, super easy.
And if you're calling a business or office, you say, "Hello, I'd like to speak with someone about," or "Could I speak to the manager, please?" Or "I'm calling to inquire about my order." Very professional and very clear.
And if you didn't catch what someone said on the phone, don't panic. Just say, "Sorry, could you repeat that?" Or, "I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you say it again?" People say this all the time. It's completely normal.
And at the end of the call, "Thanks so much for your help," or "I appreciate it," or "Have a great day." These close the conversation on a warm, positive note. Even if the call was to complain about something, ending on a friendly note is always a great idea.
Now, what about online communication, like emails or messages? Because in today's world, so much English happens in writing.
Such a good point. For quick messages, keep it simple. "Hey, just checking in," or "Hope you're doing well." For emails, start with something like, "I hope this message finds you well," and end with, "Looking forward to hearing from you," or "Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions."
And you don't always have to be super formal in emails either. It really depends on the situation. For a friend or casual colleague, "Hey there" is perfectly fine. For a boss or client, "Dear Mr. Smith" is more appropriate.
Read the room, or in this case, read the relationship. All right, next up, making plans and inviting people to do things. This is so fun. Leo, how do you ask someone to hang out in English?
Oh, there's so many great ways. You can say, "Hey, are you free this weekend?" Or "Want to grab coffee sometime?" Or "We should catch up. What does your schedule look like?" All of these are casual and friendly.
And if you want to be a bit more specific, you can say, "Do you want to go for a walk Saturday afternoon?" Or "Are you up for watching a movie tonight?" Using "are you up for" is a really natural conversational way to invite someone.
And to accept an invitation, you can say, "Sounds like a plan," or "I'm in," or "That sounds great, count me in." These are enthusiastic and warm responses that the other person will love to hear.
But what if you can't make it? How do you say no without hurting the person's feelings?
Great question. The key is to decline graciously. You can say, "Oh, I'd love to, but I already have plans." Or "That sounds amazing, but I can't make it this time." Or "I'm so sorry, I'm swamped this week." And if you want to suggest another time, "Can we do it next week instead?"
I love "I'm swamped." It means you're super busy. Very useful word. And the thing is, saying no doesn't have to be awkward. As long as you're warm and you offer an alternative, most people will be totally understanding.
Absolutely. And this goes for professional situations too. If someone asks you to take on extra work and you genuinely can't, you can say, "I really appreciate you thinking of me, but I'm fully committed right now. Could we revisit this next month?" Professional, polite, and honest.
Let's talk about something really personal and important, expressing how you feel and what you think in English, because communication isn't just about information, it's about emotions too.
So true. And many English learners struggle with this because expressing emotions in a second language can feel really vulnerable. But the good news is the vocabulary is actually quite simple.
Let's start with sharing good news. You can say, "Guess what? I just got a promotion." Or, "You won't believe this. I passed my exam." And your friend can respond, "No way, that's amazing." Or, "Oh my goodness, congratulations." Or, "I'm so proud of you."
And for sharing not so good news, you can say, "I have to be honest, I've been feeling really stressed lately." Or, "Things have been tough, to be honest." And a good friend would say, "I'm really sorry to hear that." Or, "I'm here for you." Or, "Do you want to talk about it?"
Those empathy phrases are so important. I'm here for you. 4 simple words, but they mean the world to someone who's struggling.
And what about sharing opinions? In real conversations, people share their views all the time. You can say, personally, I think, or in my experience, or I might be wrong, but these phrases soften your opinion and make it sound thoughtful, not aggressive.
And if you disagree with someone, which happens, you can say, I see your point, but I actually think, or that's interesting, I look at it a bit differently. You can disagree respectfully without making it a fight.
Yes, disagreeing politely is such a valuable skill, and it actually shows a lot of maturity. English speaking culture really values the ability to have calm, respectful discussions, even on topics where people don't agree.
Beautifully put. And if you're not sure how you feel yet, it's okay to say, I'd have to think about that more. Or, that's a good point. Let me process that. You don't have to have an instant opinion about everything. We are getting close to the end of today's broadcast, but before we go, Leo and I want to share some practical tips for improving your conversational English in everyday life, because knowledge is only half the journey. Practice is the other half.
Yes, and the best part about these tips is they don't require a classroom or expensive courses. You can do them right where you are.
Tip number 1, talk to yourself. I know, it sounds a little crazy. But seriously, narrate your day in English. When you're cooking, say, I'm chopping onions now. I'm adding them to the pan. Ooh, they smell amazing. This builds fluency in a super low-pressure way.
Tip number 2. Watch English content with subtitles. But here's the key. Don't just watch passively. Pause when you hear a phrase you like. Repeat it out loud. Try to use it later in the day. That's how you actually absorb vocabulary and phrases.
Tip number 3, find a language partner or a conversation buddy. This could be a friend, a classmate, or even someone you find online. Just commit to having conversations in English regularly. Even 15 minutes a day makes a huge difference over time.
Tip number 4. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. This is probably the most important tip of all. Mistakes are not failure, they are feedback. Every time you make a mistake and correct it, your brain learns. Fluent speakers make mistakes too. Perfection is not the goal. Communication is.
Yes, 1,000 times yes. We all make mistakes. Even native speakers say and forget words sometimes. The goal is to keep the conversation going, to connect with another person. That's what language is for.
Tip number 5. Keep a phrase journal. Whenever you hear or read an English phrase that sounds useful or interesting, write it down. Then practice using it in a sentence. You'll be surprised how quickly your vocabulary grows this way.
And tip number 6 from me, listen to podcasts and channels like ours. Seriously though, exposure to natural conversational English is incredibly valuable. The more you hear it, the more natural it starts to feel to you.
We're a little biased about that last one, but we stand by it. Listening regularly truly is one of the most powerful ways to improve.
Okay, we are coming to the end of today's episode, and what an episode it has been. We talked about greetings and small talk, English at work and school, shopping, restaurants, phone calls, making plans, expressing feelings, and so much more.
And the theme through all of it is the same. Real-life English doesn't have to be complicated. Simple, clear, polite, and friendly. That's all you need. You already have more English than you think. You just need the confidence to use it.
I love that. You already have more English than you think. Put that on a poster. Leo, what's your biggest takeaway from today's episode?
Mine is about mistakes. Don't fear them. Every mistake is a stepping stone. The people who improve the fastest in any language are the ones who are brave enough to speak, even when they're not sure. Be brave, speak up, and trust the process.
I love that. And my biggest takeaway is this. Real conversations are about connection, not perfection. Whether you're talking to a friend, a colleague, a shopkeeper, or a stranger, your goal is to connect, to be understood, and to understand. That's it. That's the whole game.
I love that. And my biggest takeaway is this. Real conversations are about connection, not perfection. Whether you're talking to a friend, a colleague, a shopkeeper, or a stranger, your goal is to connect, to be understood, and to understand. That's it. That's the whole game.
All right, friends, before we go, we have a very special request for you. If you enjoyed today's episode and learned something new, please hit that like button right now. It really helps more people find our channel and join this amazing community.
And we would love to hear from you in the comments. Tell us, which part of today's episode was most useful for you? Was it the shopping phrases, the restaurant conversation, the tips for daily practice? Let us know. We read every single comment and it means the world to us.
Also, and this is super important, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe right now and hit the notification bell. That way, you will never miss a single episode. We release new content regularly, and every episode is designed to help you speak English better, faster, and more naturally.
And if you have a friend, a family member, or a classmate who is also learning English, share this video with them, because learning together is so much more fun. The more, the merrier. Remember, your English journey is unique to you. Take it at your own pace. Celebrate every small win and never give up. We believe in you completely.
From Leo and me, Rose, thank you so much for being here today. This has been Hello English World. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep smiling, keep practicing, and keep speaking English.
Take care, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye.